What's going on, lawn care people, landscapers, YouTube world? When I first started doing lawn care and landscaping, one of the things that I had a lot of trouble with was finding the right tools for the job. And so you have an idea of what you're gonna need for certain jobs, and so you try to pick the right ones. And like for instance, shovels, rakes, wheelbarrows, those kinds of tools, the non motorized tools. So those, picking the right ones are going to make your job a lot easier. So for instance, getting a shovel that's heavy enough for the job, and not getting a light duty shovel, getting a heavy duty shovel to do heavier duty jobs. And I know some of this is probably common sense, but some guys that are starting off, it's hard to know what, I remember when I first started off, I would do certain jobs and I wouldn't sharpen my shovels, or I wouldn't sharpen some of the tools that I was using. And I noticed that when I started sharpening my tools, the job was, 10 times easier. So I want to give you a little bit of advice on the best rake that I have ever seen, the best rake that I've ever used. I've used, like 10 different kinds of rakes. People will say, they'll give their shout outs to different stores to buy rakes, and I've used pretty much all of them. And the one that I love, and I'm going to show it to you right now, it's this little guy right here. This style of rake. I don't know. You can't really see it. Let's see, I'm going to put it here next to the wheelbarrow. That's the guy right there. That is the rake to use. And I want to show you why. Prop my camera up right here. I'm going to show you why this rake is so amazing. It's got this little handle. You may have already seen this style of rake, but basically this one I got really cheap at a local store for like $7. This, I kind of busted this so it doesn't go in anymore, but this used to twist and come in. But this guy right here allows you to slide the rake head in and out, so you can have a bigger one, a wider one to do leaves when you're out using it out in the open. And you can bring it in like this. See that? You can bring it in like this, and you can clean up flower beds. And so that's why I love it. That's why my truck, I don't go anywhere without that rake. If you look at, in here, I can get in to an area like this, and basically, I don't have to worry about the rake getting caught up. It's strong. It brings all the junk that I need, all the leaves and dead stuff to the pile, and I can pile it right here. And so what I'll do is I'll go and get my heavy duty dustpan. Got this one here. You can get it at a big box store. I bought that, and a heavy duty broom. Another tool that I use, that I pretty much have to have in my pickup, because if I ever have to do any flower bed cleanups, instead of going and grabbing the blower and blowing junk all over the place and trying to clean it out that way, it's actually faster for me, guys. It's faster for me to just grab this little rake right here. It's super light. That's the other thing. It's super light, so you're not going to get tired using this rake. You're going to have to be doing work all day to get tired with it. I can just basically broom it in, or I'm sorry, rake it in to my heavy duty rake, heavy duty dustpan, like that, and then dump it. I'm not going to dump it right now because I got my stuff in there, but I'll dump it in there, into my wheelbarrow. So yeah, that's my advice for you. Get yourself a good little rake like that. You can get them at hardware stores for like $8. You got to have a few of them. If you have workers with you, get yourself 4 of them, and make sure they're in your trucks. Make sure your guys know where they're at, and they're accessible, so they can just grab it real quick. And the other thing that I love about it, it takes up so much less space than another type of rake that doesn't break down into a smaller piece. They have some of these that have just a straight shaft or a straight handle that doesn't get smaller. This guy right here, this one, when it was working properly, it would break down. It would get small enough to throw underneath my seat, and I can take this thing with me everywhere. I can put it in my car and go do a cleanup with just this guy and some bags. All right, peace out. Subscribe, give me a like. Blessings.